What is up guys, JayFerGaming here, welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is season 3, the British Grand Prix, and if you missed any of my previous videos and races in this season, do go check them out. We've had such an exciting season, loving doing these races. It's so fun in this Force India. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, do check them out as well. So, you can see we're in P5 and we're doing pretty well overall. We're not too far behind our teammate, but this car, it needs improvements and they are coming.
Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Yes, I know what you're thinking, that's a very nice sheet of paper, but we're gonna get another upgrade here. Chassis weight 3 out of 5 was desperately needed when we joined the team, and let's see if that takes us above Ferrari and Mercedes. Well, we can see Renault have had another upgrade as well. They are powering away at the top of the field, but we are still behind Mercedes and Ferrari, but we should be jumping them pretty soon. Hopefully catching up to Toro Rosso and Manor. But just look at the advantage Renault have. Big part is definitely down to me, but just think, we're the 7th quickest car, but we've won 3 races this season, so not a bad effort. And you can see we're on top form after 2 podiums, one of them being a victory. But how have we done in Britain in the past? We won last season, my first British Grand Prix victory and a P6, so I'm pretty confident for this qualifying session. So you join us on our final run and we're coming through the final sector. We're in P18. This is a good track for me as well, so I'm having some struggles. I'm just not a natural qualifier, I've got to say, but I didn't expect to be this far down the field. This is a definite improvement, and as we come through the final corner, we need to be jumping up that field as high as possible. It's going to be P16. P16, that's an absolute shocker. Once again, I cannot qualify. That was a really good lap as well, I thought, but we've only out-qualified the Haas's, Saubers and McLarens. We need a big improvement in this race. I do feel confident. I feel confident in the car and myself. Let's see what happens. So we're sat on the grid for our home Grand Prix, reducing the fuel of course, and we're probably going to go for a different strategy. I thought we'd probably start on mediums here, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop. I think it's a pretty consistent 2-stop for most cars on the grid, but we'll try and mix things up just to try and get further up the field. I'm going to try and avoid the hard compound tyres. They're not mandatory, and I feel like they'd be really slow around here, but I do feel confident for this race. I feel like we can get some decent points, even though we're starting back in P16, and obviously going to do it for the fans. Hopefully be the best Brit driver. It'll be tough to beat Julian Palmer, but we're building up to our home Grand Prix. 5 lights and the British Grand Prix is off, and we get a really good getaway compared to the Williams to our left. Let's see what we can do into a very tricky first corner, and we've got a car now inside trying to go for a move. I think it's Alonso, but we're trying to avoid Vettel, who was very slow on the apex there. It's one of them corners where you usually take it nearly flat out, but the first corner is just so slow. Up the inside of the Ferrari, and I think it was a Williams and Massa, side by side with the other home favourite Hamilton. As we're side by side coming into the, is it the village section? I really don't know. But onto the something straight. It's been so long since I've raced at this track, so I can't remember the corner names. We're going to go up the inside, and the Mercedes just really are not very good in this season at all. And we get ourselves up to P12, so a solid start. But the main thing is, I think we're the lead medium compound runner, so if we can keep with the cars ahead, we'll be doing pretty well. And there's a bit of a battle going on as we come through Luffield. I know that's Luffield. I sat there when I was there at the British Grand Prix for practice. I remember that one. But we've got a great run on the Mercedes of Rosberg. Doesn't have the straight line speed. Can we get him into Cop's corner? Yes, I remember that one as well. I'm so proud. Really am. And we've got a big battle going on ahead between the 2 Toro Rossos and the Manor of Harrianto. And I was very concerned. I'm backing off because these 2 side by side are really scaring me and concerning me. There will probably be a crash, and it's affected our run. And we've got a nudge there from the Mercedes of Rosberg. Totally pushes us off the track, and we lose 3 positions from that incident. Thank you, Nico. Once again, I'm going to be slating you. You just hit me off the track. There's a slight gap, but he just goes straight into me, pushes me off the track. he's retired, so I'm just going to keep slating him. I mean, when I wanted him to be champion last season, but any need in that, so we've lost a lot of ground there. So Vettel barges his way past Hamilton. We got a little bit too close to comfort there, actually, but we made it through up to P13, just trying to recover the time we did lose with that incident with Rosberg. But we're skipping to lap 5 now. We've got Hamilton on our tail. We haven't got a great exit there from Beckett's. Pretty sure that's Beckett's. As Hamilton now gets DRS, so he's going to try and get past me. Look at Fernando Alonso. He's having a great race so far. And look at that straight line speed. I can't even remember the last time I raced against McLaren for position. As I say that, I'm thinking I overtook a McLaren in Austria, but it's not often we're racing the McLarens, and yeah, they're so bad in this career. They really are, but Alonso's breezing past me. I don't know if he's got improved straight line speed or something, but we do try and fight back. We are on different strategies, of course, but around the outside, we've still got our nose in there, so we're going to defend. We've got the inside line, and that puts us back up to P4. As there's a yellow flag, I think I saw a bit of contact there. There was a car off to the right. We'll have a look in the replay, and I think it's Lewis Hamilton looking at this. So does he try and follow me through? He does indeed. Is Alonso going to turn in? Not really, actually. Hamilton just seems to understeer into him, and he's lost a lot of time there and positions, and he is my rival in the driver rivalry, so that's a good thing for us, but we totally understeer. Our tyres are not feeling completely great at this point. Alonso gets past, but then dives straight into the pit, so that suggests the soft tyres can last around 7-8 laps, so I'll keep that in mind for what will probably be our final stint. But with cars in the pits, that means we should take the lead here, and we do indeed at our home Grand Prix. Lead in the field, it's myself and then the two Williams of Bottas and Massa, who seem to be on a similar strategy to me, but they seem to be very quick, and this actually is post-patch, so hopefully the tyre wear glitch has been like defeated, like demolished. It doesn't exist anymore, but we'll find out, because I think I could one-stop this race before, but it's definitely not going to happen here. So Massa, we defend from Massa, and then Bottas, he leaves the door open, and I broke later than him. I wasn't actually going to go for the move, but I thought I might as well go up the inside, otherwise I'm going to crash into the back of him. But Bottas seriously does have better pace than me at the moment. Massa's gone into the pit, so he's going for the undercut. Bottas goes past me here. I'm not going to fight it too much because I know I'm going to get DRS in the next DRS zone and come into the pits at the end of this lap. And I'd imagine Bottas will as well. We can see Palmer just behind us on the medium compound tyres, so I think he's the effective race leader. So yeah, the fans might be going crazy for him, but we're putting in a solid performance so far. So we come into the pits at the same time as Bottas, slowest pit lane of the year, so it's got to be sped up for sure. Another set of the medium compound tyres, that should take us to lap 18, and then we should finish on the softs. So we come out. I was very surprised to hear P16. That really was a shock to me. Massa has undercut myself and Bottas, but I did not expect to be this far down the field. But thinking about it now, of course, the cars on the soft compound tyres will have pit on lap 5 or 6, so that's like a 5-lap undercut. So yeah, it was concerning me at the time, but it's probably not so bad. We'll probably fight by later on in the race, but we're getting told there is rain in 10 minutes, and that's really going to affect things. I had to think about changing strategy, but Alonso is out the race. All for corner cut there. Seeing Alonso out the race really put me off. The virtual safety cars come out, so this kind of neutralises things for now, as cars have made their second pit stop, and I think it's their final pit stop if they're going on to hard compound tyres. So that's going to be interesting. We just saw a glimpse of Alonso retiring there, but at this point I knew if we pit again and go on the soft compound tyres, we're going to finish around 13th, 14th. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but my thinking right now was hold out for the rain. It's going to be a very risky strategy because these tyres already have pretty high wear, but say if it rains around lap 20 or 21, we could be in the points, and it's our best shot of points. Somehow we don't have the pace. I know it's Ultimate AI, but I expected to be performing better than this. It's a shame, really, but Magnussen breezes past me as he's made his final pit stop. I think he's fighting for the podium. So if we can stick with him, that would be great. We can see the clouds are coming in. It's going to rain. It could rain at any moment. I just need it to happen as soon as possible. Ricciardo is out the race. We can see to the left. He's pulled off and he's taken down the 100-metre marker. Ah, Daniel, why do that? When am I supposed to brake now? But we'll see on board with Magnussen just what happens. There wasn't an onboard shot, unfortunately, but I think it's his engine. The Renault engine has gone in the Red Bull. So we're in P3 now, probably about to get overtaken by Raikkonen. Look at our front left, 70%. So we can probably take these tyres a couple more laps and then it's going to get critical. If it doesn't rain, then I'll go on the soft compound tyres and then I'll be even lower than I would have been if I pitted earlier, so I could be in like P16. I keep getting pestered about strategy from my engineer as well, and it's so annoying. I'm going on the intermediate tyres, so leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I say that as Kimmy's right in front of me, but you can see it's up to 81% now, getting very dangerous, and Vettel's coming through. I didn't see who else was behind him there, but it looks like I'm going to lose a few positions here. Rosberg as well, wouldn't surprise me if he gets through here, so we understeer, awful tyre wear, and it's an easy move for the Mercedes driver. Verstappen's up next to pounce on me, but yeah, we seriously just need the rain. If the rain came down now, it would work out for us, because we'd pit then probably end up in around 6th or 7th position, which is obvious. It's an obvious improvement. I know it sounds so obvious. It's an obvious improvement on like P13, but Verstappen goes for the move and we defend very nicely there. Probably wrecked our front left a little bit more than we needed to, but it doesn't help when Verstappen knocks into your tyre. But there's my teammate Hulkenberg, making it 3 wide there, trying not to fight too hard. This actually reminds me of Baku. This was the battle for the race win near the end of the race, so we're fighting over 6th now, and oh, it's up to 90%, and I thought, if it doesn't rain this lap, I can't stay out another lap, because what tyre wear at the end of this lap, maybe 93%, the tyre's going to go pop. Verline and Kvyat overtake me. We've got Haryanto just behind us, and it looks like this strategy might not be panning out. I don't even think it's started to rain. It's difficult to see on this small screen, but I don't think it's even raining yet. Though the engineer is telling me soon. It's like going to rain any minute now. Haryanto goes for the move, but we actually defended, a slight nudge there. But we're in P10. I would totally settle for 1 point right now, but 91% on the front left. We're going to have to come into the pits at the end of this lap, and I'm going to have to take a risk and go on to the intermediate compound tyres. It looks like it probably won't work because the track is absolutely dry. As dry as... I don't want to make any rude jokes here. I've made a few over the season and I need to stop. But Haryanto's overtaken me. I thought, might as well come into the pits. I mean, if we carry on another lap, we're not going to score any points. So we're coming in on a bone-dry track for the intermediate tyres. I think there's a few spots of rain now. It looks like it is starting. But this... I seem like an absolute idiot right now. This risk has not panned out as I hoped. I hoped it would be raining now and the track would be sodden, but we're coming out in P15. Definitely not intermediate compound, not intermediate conditions at all. You saw the flash on the screen there. I don't know if that means that it's going to start raining. I don't know if that's thunder, but I know we don't have grip. And I know Gutierrez, right behind me, is just about to overtake me, along with, is that Hamilton as well? I think that is Lewis Hamilton, so the advantage we had over Hamilton has not paid off. I mean, if we stuck to our original strategy, we might finish in P13, but we probably would have beaten Hamilton in the rivalry in terms of this race, but we're still going through Maggots and Beckett's here. It's not looking good at all, this strategy, and... guys, it's about to get worse. We try and get down on the power, slipping on the curve, trying to keep the car under control, and we're into the barrier. Game over. As soon as we hit the grass there, I knew it was game over because I just couldn't control the car anymore. Just trying to halt the initial slide as we were too eager on the power. Got on the curb, lost the back end, tried to correct it, and it's game over. My home Grand Prix, I am out. As I said in past retirements, for realism, I am going to retire from the race. I'm devastated. I don't think that strategy was going to ever work, but I thought it was worth the risk. So, Palmer, a Brit, wins the British Grand Prix. Congrats to him. Seeing a Renault 1-2 deeply upsets me. Then the Ferraris. My teammate ended up in P6, so more solid points for the Force India team. Hamilton, my rival, down in 14th, and we see Massa 13th, Bottas 11th. I think I probably would have finished around there if I didn't take the strategic gamble. It didn't pay off, and we ended up in P20 ahead of Ricciardo and Alonso. But a retirement is going to hurt us in the championship here. We've been jumped by Raikkonen, and we're down to P6. So everything is closing up, really. You can see the top 3, and then the next just group of drivers. Anyone can finish anywhere, and that's what is making this season so exciting. Really enjoying it. Hope you guys are as well. And then we'll have a quick look at the constructors. Still in P2. We've lost a chunk of points there to Renault though, so we need to pick it up next time out as Ferrari jump above Mercedes. But we're still ahead of all them. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time out. Goodbye.